Okay, so hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about kids stuff and hypnotherapy. So I've got two special guests in the studio today. I've got my goddaughter Hannah. Say hello, Hannah.
Hello.
And I've got my other lovely friend's daughter called Freya. Say hello, Freya.
Hello.
Ah, hello. And I've also got Mummy, Lorraine. Do you want to say hello? Hello.
And we got my little daughter, Sharon.
Well, I'm not your daughter. I'm a little bit old to be your daughter, but we're good friends, aren't we? High five. Good girl. So today we're going to be talking about kid stuff and hypnotherapy, and we're going to be talking about bravery and the importance of confidence and how you get confidence. But before we do that, I want to ask you some questions, Hannah. So what is something that you've done that is brave, do you think?
When ice skating?
When you went ice skating, yeah, you were super brave when we did that, weren't you? And what is it, or how did you feel after you went ice skating? After you kind of like...
Happy.
Happy, yeah, that's great. And why did you feel happy?
Because I got a gingerbread man.
You got a gingerbread man, that's right. What else made you feel happy?
And she ate the gingerbread man over talking.
She did eat the gingerbread. But what else made you happy? Because that first morning we went, you were super nervous, weren't you? Yeah. But you were really, really good. And we just said, oh, we're just going to go down and we're just going to see what it's like and see if you want to have a go. And we're just going to give it our best. That's what we said, didn't we? And we also said as well, and if you fall over, we're just going to laugh our heads off. We're going to rub our bums and we're going to get up quickly, didn't we? And did you fall over a couple of times?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you did, because that happens, doesn't it? But was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
No.
No, not at all. And did you have way more fun than you thought?
Yes.
And can you imagine if we never went ice skating? The look of shock is unbelievable. Because we go every year now, don't we? And every year we go, you're getting better and better and better, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're super brave, or you were super brave that morning, and now you have lots of fun with it. So if I said to you, name a brave person, who would you say?
Moana.
Moana, yeah, and Moana's super brave. And why is Moana brave?
Because she goes on the sea.
She goes on the sea. And she'd never done it before, had she? And everybody tells her, don't go near the sea. And they're right to, because you have to stay safe. And we always say that when we go out, don't we? You have to stay safe. But she really, really wanted to do it, didn't she? She really, really wanted to go on the sea, didn't she? And if she listened to everybody around her, she never would have got to go on the adventure that she did, would she?
No.
And she had a special friend, didn't she? Pua. Pua the pig, isn't it? And her friends, what did her friends do for her? They gave her extra confidence, didn't they? And they told her she could do it. Yeah? But I think it's really important that you also tell yourself that you're really clever and you're really bright and you don't need to be scared of anything. Because a bit like when you went ice skating, all you've got to do is give it a really good try and a really good go and you could have amazing fun, isn't that right? And we always do new things, don't we? We always try new things, and some things we like and some things we don't like, but we always try, don't we?
Yeah.
What about you, Freya? What have you tried that you liked?
I like going to trampolining.
Trampolining, yeah. Oh, you did that as well, didn't you? And trampolining's lots of fun, isn't it? But it can get quite busy, can't it? And there's lots of people around. But again, if you stay safe and you look after yourself and you give it a good go, do you have lots of fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So new things can mean fun, can't they? So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you a little story about a unicorn, okay? Now, I've told you little bits of this, but I haven't told you all of the story, have I? No. So this is a new story for you guys, okay? And all the little boys and girls at the hospital are going to be listening to this as well, because they need lots of bravery and lots of confidence as well, don't they? So, are you ready, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing super well. So thank you very much for those answers. And we'll have some more questions at the end, yeah? But for now, what I want you to do is just relax into your chairs. Just take a nice sit back and just relax, okay? Because once upon a time, there was a horse called Hope. And Hope was a very special horse. But she didn't feel it. She lived in a magical kingdom with lots of other horses. And there were stripy ones. There were fancy-haired ones, there were red ones, orange ones, pink and blue ones, all the colours of the rainbow. There were tall ones and short ones and skinny ones and fat ones. There was all sorts. Every type of horse you could think of. But Hope was unique, because she'd never seen a horse like her. Hope was white and glowing and had a horn coming out of her forehead. And the horn used to sparkle. But recently, the sparkle had gone out, and she didn't know what to do or why. She went to horsey school, but all the other horses began to ignore her and tease her, and Hope couldn't really understand why they did that. She was funny and nice and kind, and she shared things like everybody told her to. But the other horses didn't really play with her at break time and didn't really speak to her, and she used to get really upset. Then one day she was feeling really lonely, and all the other horses were running around. So she decided to go to the river and take a cool drink of water, and to go and see the flowers on the riverbank that she used to like rolling in when she was a baby horse. But as she approached the bank of the river, she saw there was no colour. There was just brown, muddy fields. Oh no, she thought, where have all the flowers gone? And as she looked to the other side of the river, she noticed a small patch of flowers, beautiful ones that she really wanted to play with, but they were too far away and there was a river between them. She took a long, cool drink of water and then stared at her reflection in the water, just like a mirror. If only I could get my horn to sparkle again, she thought. And all of a sudden, the water started to stir. Oh no, what's that? She said. Who's that? Who's coming now? What's it going to be? And to her surprise, out popped a frog. Hiccup, said the frog. Hiccup, she said. Frogs don't have hiccups. Who are you? He said, I'm Frank, and I'm telling you now, I am a frog. And I've got hiccups, but I don't let them stop me doing anything. I was born this way, you see. Hiccup. And she couldn't stop laughing at his hiccups now. But Frank didn't mind. He didn't let it bother him. I was born like that, he said, and I think it's pretty cool. And I think I'm pretty cool. So if you don't like me, that's okay, because I like myself. But if you do like me, then that's really cool too.
I do like him.
I think everybody likes him. So you have hiccups instead of ribbits, she said. Hiccup. Yep, that's right. I've got hiccups. And my name's Frank. And I've got hiccups and I don't care. It's my hiccups that makes me braver than all the other frogs. Braver than all the other frogs? How's that? She said. Well, I embrace my differences, Frank said. But we'll come back to that in a moment. For now, why the long face? What brings you here? And what's your name? I'm Hope, she said. But no one wants to play with me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of my horn. It used to light up, but now it doesn't, and I don't know why, and I can't get it to work. Or maybe it's because I'm white and I have no colour. Or maybe it's my hair. I wish it was fluffy like everyone else's, but mine's kind of short. Oh well, what can you do? All of the other horses are brave as well, and when they run around and they charge around, that's just not me. I'm not brave. Whoa, 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 said Frank. That's a hell of a list. Who told you all of that stuff? Hiccup. I think we need to have a few words with them, don't you? Thought Hope. Who did actually tell me that? I'm not sure, you know, Frank. Actually, nobody's ever told me that, but that's how I feel, and there must be a reason. Ah, said Frank, you're trying to do other horses' thinking. You do know you can't do that, right? You must focus on yourself and focus on your own thoughts, and maybe all you actually need to do is believe in yourself. Believe in myself? Yeah, believe in yourself, because that's what really matters. You must believe in yourself always, and if you do that, others will like you too. What, said Hope, what do you mean? I thought I needed other horses or animals to believe in me, and then I would believe in myself. Isn't that how it works? Hiccup. No, said Frank, don't be silly. So how do I do it, said Hope. Well, there's two really easy ways to do it, he said. Do you want me to tell you what they are? Yes, please. You seem to be full of confidence, and you're really brave, even though you have hiccups, and you're different from all the other frogs I've met. Well, firstly, I always tell myself I'm enough. Every morning, every evening, every time I brush my teeth, every time I go to the cafe to catch flies and have my lunch, I always tell myself I'm enough. I'm smart enough, I'm funny enough, I'm handsome enough, and I'm all those other things. And you wouldn't believe what it's done for me. How does it work? Well, he said, that's a secret. Do you really want to know? Do you want to know? Yeah. So, I'm going to let you in on a secret that a lot of adults don't even know. Are you sure you want to know what it is? Well, he said, your brain is a really cool tool, and your mind will always believe what you tell it. Hiccup. What? Said Hope. I don't understand that at all. Let me show you, he said. If I walked around all day long and I said, no one likes me because of these silly hiccups, what do you think I'd end up thinking? You'd think your hiccups were silly, said Hope. No, even worse, he said. I'd think that no one liked me because of them. But that's not true, is it? Because you like me, don't you? Yeah. Yes, said Hope. I really do. Well, you like me because I like me, he said. Ah, said Hope. I think I see what you mean. Ah, but that's only part 1, he said. Part 2 is believing in yourself, and you have to do that before anyone else does. And part 3 is you must always try new things. Oh, that's the bit I can't do, said Hope. I'm too scared. New things terrify me, and they're too scary. No, said Frank, that's not it at all. You're just telling yourself that. And he hiccuped a massive bubble. Oh, excuse me, he said, that was a big one. New things are good though, you know. It means that you're growing. New things are just new things, and they're not familiar yet. But let me show you what that is. When I was a tiny tadpole and I lived in the water, do you think I knew what it was like to walk around in the fields? I suppose not, she said. I've never really thought about it. No, I didn't. But I always thought, wow, how cool is it going to be when I'm a frog and I get to do that? And how cool is it going to be when I catch my first fly? Even though I have hiccups and the flies will probably hear me coming. But it's okay, because I'm going to find a new way and find a better way. And that's what I did. And now I'm the best fly catcher in the whole village. Really, said Hope. Yes, said Frank. I've travelled the whole way round this island, and I catch flies of all different colours, shapes and sizes. And most of my friends are still in the baby pool, eating the flies that they were eating when they were 1. That's pretty boring. I don't let my hiccups stop me from doing anything. I'm enough, I believe in myself, and I always try new things. Lots of people told me when I was little that I'd probably never get to catch flies, but I just didn't believe them. I didn't let it in, and I believed in myself. And what about you when you were a little baby? Think about it. I bet you didn't know how to walk, did you? I'm sure you fell over loads, but you never heard anyone say, oh, look, she's fallen over again. She's clearly not a walker. Maybe we should just leave her there and let her stay as she is. Oh, said Hope, that would be awful. Who would do that? Ah, said Frank, but you're doing that to yourself. So why do young horses tell themselves that they can't do things when you can do anything if you try? So, you see, it's not about your hair or your horn, hiccup. And it's not about my hiccups. Everybody's different. But when you tell yourself, I'm enough, and you believe in yourself, and then you try new things, you start to grow, and nothing can stop you. And if people don't like you after all of that, well, that's their choice. There's plenty of other horses out there. Okay, said Hope, I'm going to try this. So let's have a bit of a refresh. So 1, you're telling me I always need to tell myself that I'm enough, because your brilliant mind will believe it. Yep, hiccup. That's right, said Frank. And I always need to believe in myself. Is that right? Yes, that is. Don't forget the 3rd one, though. What was that? Oh, try new things. Okay, said Hope. Let's do it. So now that you believe in yourself, and you're always telling yourself you're enough, what should we try? I know, said Frank. How about we go to the secret garden over there? And Frank pointed across the riverbank towards the flowers. Oh, no, said Hope, I'm not sure. Maybe another day. I've done a lot of work today. No, come on, said Frank. We have to do it. We have to try new things. But I've never crossed the riverbank before. I'm not sure I can do it. Hiccup, hiccup. Are you not listening to me? Said Frank. But I've never crossed the riverbank before. I can't do that. Hiccup, hiccup. Like I said, Frank, who told you that? Hope thought. No one told me that. I said that myself. Ah, you're beginning to see the pattern then, said Frank. Come on, let's go and do it. Let's just give it a try. Cool, she thought. And as she approached the riverbank, Hope got scared again. Blimey, said Frank, hiccup, hiccup. I've seen chickens who are less scared than you. Hey, Frank, you're not helping me very much. I'm sorry, he said. I'm only messing. But anyway, remember number 2. You always believe in yourself before anybody else. What I think doesn't really matter. Focus on what you're thinking. And focus on believing yourself. Remember when you started walking? Okay, Frank, I hear you. Okay, come on, let's do this. Right, all you need to do is take 1 stepping stone at a time, and there's only 5, and then we get to play in the flowers, yeah? Okay, cool, said Hope. So she took a deep breath. She said, I'm enough, I can do this, and I want to do this, and she took her first step. Ooh, she thought, but actually then, that wasn't too bad. Great work, said Frank. Now take a moment, take another deep breath, and take the next one even more confidently. Clip-clop, her hooves stood on step 2. Great work, said Frank, you're doing brilliantly. Only 3 more to go, and then we get to play in the flowers in the secret garden. Ooh, said Hope, I'm getting excited now. And she took her 3rd step, but she slipped, and plop, they both went into the water. Oh no, said Hope, you see, I told you I can't do anything, I was right. Hey, 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 said Frank, hold your horses. You're not done yet. We don't quit. You did 2 perfectly when you thought you could do none. Look at how far you've come. Shall we treat you like a baby and tell you to stay there? No, let's not do that. No, Hope. Come on, let's do this. We can do this. You want to play in the flowers, right? Yeah, I really do. Okay, come on. Take a deep breath and get back up there onto step 3. Oh, okay, she said. So she stopped and thought, I'm enough. I can do this, and I'm going to do it. So she climbed up out of the water, gave her body a shake, and flicked all the water off her back, and got back up onto step 3. Oh, maybe I'm even more confident than before just by doing that, she said. Ah, said Frank, you're learning. She'd already done 2 steps, and she only had 2 more to go. So right, said Frank, let's do this. She paused for a moment again, remembered to tell herself she was enough. Remember to believe in herself, and she put her best foot forward, and she felt her hoof make contact with the step. I did it, she thought. Good job, said Frank. Now 1 more to go. Clip-clop went her hoof onto step 5, and they were so excited they both jumped onto the riverbank. I did it, she said. I actually did it. More importantly, hiccup, said Frank, you kept going. That takes real strength, and that was really brave, and I'm really proud of you, and you should be too. As they walked to the secret garden, Hope noticed the green and muddy patches were starting to flower. Wow, she said, look at these 2 flowers, Frank. And up from the ground popped 2 really tall flowers. They looked like sunflowers. They had big, bright yellow faces and big, big smiles and rainbow-coloured petals. They grew and grew until they were the size of Hope. Hello, Hope. I'm the flower of courage, and this is my friend the flower of confidence, and we wanted to say thank you. Thank you, she said. What have I done? For bringing back the colour to the land. How did I do that? Frank, was that you? Hiccup. No, I'm too busy catching flies, he said. You were super brave back there, the flower said. We all saw it, and you inspired us to be brave. You believed in yourself, and you pushed through. And when we saw you do that, we thought we could do that too. So that's what we did. We pushed through the dark, muddy ground, and we grew, just like you. Oh, wow, said Hope. Thank you. It's really cool, isn't it, when you push through and when you make it? I've never done it before, but it feels really good. Oh, it's amazing, said the flowers. We'd been waiting for ages to do that. And now we get to enjoy the sunshine, and the land is full of colour. We're so grateful. And we'd like to give you something in return. Is it flies, said Frank. I'm seriously short on those today. No, said the flowers, but there's lots of flies for you to catch in that garden. So how about you hop along and we'll catch you up? Okay. Is that all right with you, Hope? Yeah, sure, I'm not scared anymore. I know what to do, and I know where you are if I need you, Frank. Thank you for your help. So she returned to the flowers and speaking to them. And they said, we'd love to give you the gift of courage and confidence for being so brave and for helping us to flower and grow. Wow, that would be really cool, Hope thought. I'd love some of that. Well, all you need to do is take your nose and touch it off our petals and take a deep breath in, and then let your fears go away as you breathe out and drift away. Just give it a try. So she took her nose, she took one step forward, and she put her nose on the petals and let them rub off the petals. And as she did it, she took a big deep breath and a big deep breath out. And she felt all her fears and worries melt away. Did you feel that, they said? Did you feel that confidence and courage spread through your body? Remember, you can do this at any time. All you need to remember to do is do that on a regular basis. Just breathe in and breathe out, and all your fears will drift away, and you'll fill your body with confidence and courage, and it will spread through your body. And remember that you can do this at any time. All you have to do is remember to breathe. And that's what you get for being brave, for telling yourself that you're enough, and for believing in yourself. And with that, her horn began to sparkle. Now that's not the end of the story, because Hope went on to do lots and lots of great things. And she's still really good friends with Frank, and Frank's off catching lots of flies. But we'll save those stories for another time. So how was that? Did you like the story? Yeah? That is the end, yeah. But her horn got to sparkle again. What do you think of that? That's pretty cool, isn't it? So, if we go back to the questions, or we have to think about the story, what was your favourite bit about the story?
I liked it when it sparkled again.
You like it when it sparkled again, that's right. And why do you think it sparkled again? Or what made the unicorn brave? What did she do that made her really brave?
When she fell into the water, she got back up again.
That's right, that was super brave, wasn't it? Because she could have stayed and stopped. And I'm telling you now, that's what a lot of adults do. But you're really smart, kids. You're really, really smart. And they've let you in on the secrets now. You know exactly what to do. It's like you when you went ice skating, isn't it? If you fall over, you've just got to get up and start going again. And what about Frank? How cool was Frank?
Funny.
He was funny, wasn't he? And he had hiccups. And he was born with hiccups.
And dogs and frogs don't have hiccups.
Frogs don't have hiccups, that's right. But he was born with hiccups, and he still found a way to do what he wanted to do, didn't he? And he didn't let his hiccups stop him from doing anything, did he? And just because he was different, did it mean he didn't have friends? I bet Frank's got lots of friends, don't you? Yeah.
I think lots of friends.
Yeah, and why do you think he's got lots of friends?
Because he's confident.
Yeah, he's confident, and he doesn't let it bother him, does he? He tells himself, what does he tell himself? I'm enough. And he always says it even when he's brushing his teeth or when he's catching flies in the cafe at lunchtime. I'm enough. What else does he say? He says, I believe in myself, doesn't he? He believes in himself before anyone else does. And he really supported Hope when she fell in the water, didn't he? And he got her to focus on some new stuff, didn't he? And do you think you could take some of that and you could use some of that when you're at school or when you're out and about or when you're doing new things? Yeah? Do you think you could go away and you could say to yourself, I'm enough, and I believe in myself, and I'm going to try new things? It's pretty easy, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. So tell me about your favourite Disney characters. Tell me about, like, maybe Anna and Elsa.
I like my princess.
Ah.
And I know what one I like.
Which one do you like then?
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. And why do you like Tinkerbell? What is it about?
Because she flies.
She flies. And do you think she's brave because she flies?
Yeah.
And she has magic dust, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And she puts it over people. When she puts it over people, do they fly as well?
Yeah.
And what does she say to people? What do they have to do in Peter Pan? They have to think a happy thought, don't they? If Tinkerbell was here and she put magic fairy dust on top of you, what would be your magic thought? Freya, what would be your magic thought or your happy thought? What makes you really happy?
I get to fly with Tinkerbell.
You get to fly with Tinkerbell, that's cool. What else?
I like playing with Tinkerbell.
Oh, you like playing with Tinkerbell. And what about you, Hannah? What would your happy thought be? If you think of something from your past, if you close your eyes for 2 seconds, think of something from your past. What would be something that's really happy?
Going ice skating.
Going ice skating again. You really like the ice skating, didn't you? Cool. And that would make you fly, wouldn't it?
Because she likes her gingerbread man.
She likes the gingerbread man, that's
I
right.
would be able to fly on the ice.
And you would be able to fly on the ice. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
And the lady will say,
And you're going to be coming ice skating with us this year as well, aren't you? Because you're 4 now. Or you're going to be 4.
yeah, I don't fall now.
No, not 4 yet. In July, in June, isn't it? 30th. Yeah. So you're going to be 4 soon, and you're going to come ice skating.
Yeah.
And do you think you're going to be brave on the ice?
You're going to be brave?
Yeah, I think you're going to be. And you're going to be like the unicorn Hope. And you're going to try something new.
Fly up the sky.
Fly up to the sky on ice skates.
Yeah.
And
And then fly to the moon.
do you remember the story? What gave her sparkles? There was 3 things that gave her sparkles. Number 1,
Courage.
courage. Cool. Number 2, she always told herself she was enough, didn't she?
Yeah.
And what was the big important thing that she did? When she was crossing that, she believed in herself. That's it, exactly. She believed in herself. Even when Frank said he'd seen more chickens with more courage than her. Yeah? She still believed in herself, didn't she? And do you think that's what made the difference?
Yeah.
And do you think that's what got her across the river?
Yeah.
And do you think that's what then got her to see the flowers and to get all the colour back?
Yeah.
And what was the end of the story? And what was the end of the story? What happened at the end? Did it bring her sparkle back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? So would you like to get more sparkle in your lives? Yeah. But do you have any questions for me?
Have you read Marmaduke?
Do you know, after I spoke to you, I did buy the book and I did read Marmaduke. And I think I've read it with you before, haven't I?
Yeah.
And what was Marmaduke's thing?
All the other
I know
dragons
Marmaduke.
wanted to be like him.
Marmaduke wanted to be like all the other dragons, didn't he? That was it. Yeah. Because Marmaduke was different as well, like the unicorn, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And why was Marmaduke different? Did he have something inside his wings? And he had small ears, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had small ears and he was a different colour from all the other dragons.
Like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. So he was a different colour, he had small ears, and everybody told him he wouldn't be able to look after a princess. But he did in the end, didn't he? And was he brave?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did he do that made him brave?
He went flying.
He went flying, even when he was scared to fly, didn't he? And even when he thought, I'm really different. So he was like Frank as well, wasn't he? He didn't let it stop him. Yeah. So that's, I think, what the message is, isn't it? You can't let anything or anybody stop you. If you want to do something, you have to go and do it. And you have and you have to be brave sometimes, don't you? And if you're brave, then that gives you confidence and courage.
I can't see that.
And then you get lots of colour and lots of sparkle. Yeah?
There.
Cool. And we've got 2 unicorns in the studio as well. So Hannah's obsessed with her eyes at the minute.
eyes.
Can't see his eyes?
No.
Oh, they're in there somewhere, aren't they?
Yeah,
There they are. That's cool, yeah.
He didn't have eyes.
Didn't have, he does now. Cool. Okay, so again, I've been Sharon and I work for the TDF, volunteer there on a Saturday. I do hypnotherapy, but please do come down. We're 20 years old this year, an amazing charity within the hospital grounds, and we do all types of complementary therapy. So we've got acupuncture, nutritionists, we've got all sorts. So please do come down because there's lots and lots of help available. We also see kids, so any of those things for children as well. You've got kids massage, kids hypnotherapy, kids nutrition advice, all sorts. So please do come down. We love seeing kids in the office. Okay, so I hope to see you soon and thank you very much for listening.